I'm good. I appreciate that. I mean, who knew? Who knew? I'm just saying, it's awesome. Thank you. Hey, soul family. It's your girl, Ebony Yvonne, and welcome to Flow Talks, where we're having inspirational conversations about dreaming out loud while staying in flow. And today, yes, today, I have a very special guest for you, as always. And what do I want to say about this young lady? This young lady, I found her, as I find many of my guests, on Instagram. But she really stood out to me because as a self-work strategist, her work just resonates so deeply because she's all about self-awareness and personal power and really coaching you to a place of betterness. So without further ado, because she is my coach online, virtually, okay? Without further ado, I want to introduce you to Diana Smith from Unto The Whirlwind. Hello.
Yay. Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. Your content online is absolutely amazing. There are many coaches that I follow, many spiritualists that I follow, and I gotta say, you are outstanding. I would not be surprised if you go viral in like a very short period of time because it's quality. It's quality. It is.
Thank you.
So please tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I am Diana Elaine Smith, and I like to consider myself to be a self-awareness coach, which means I'm helping people find like their innate power, and I'm really asking you questions that typical people don't ask. So I guess I go like below, deep, past the surface. And that's kind of, I guess, the special thing about me. And it's interesting that you said the quality of the content, being kind of like grade A. I follow a lot of...
That kind of is grade A.
Yeah, I got to watch the way I talk. Even me, and so I'm just...
We all are work in progress. We all are. Right.
Yeah. But, I do post a lot of content from other people who, if you want to call them certified, psychologists and these counselors. And I repost some people quite often. And my content, although we're like going through the same thing, my content is definitely different, and I do know that.
It definitely has a different substance to it. It has a deepness to it, and that's what really resonated with me. So tell us more about that. Like, why Unto the Whirlwind? Like, how did you get here? Why?
Yeah, that's also interesting. But one thing I'll say is that Unto the Whirlwind, I want it to be a community. It is a community right now, but it's growing, right? And so it's has its moments, where I want more from it. And so typically that kind of goes in the traps of I just want more engagement. I just want more feedback,
But it's gonna happen. Passion, persistence, patience. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's been the theme for today. Is like I've been praying for perseverance, because I need it, and so to even be on this show and to be recognized by you and even your audience, that's like you kind of see it. People say that all the time, like that's so nice, but like it really is really nice.
My pleasure. This is me showing up Unto the Whirlwind to do my part.
And so
to raise the platform, to raise the energy, and that's why I show up doing this. Yeah,
and that's lovely. And so Unto the Whirlwind, I said, it's a community, and it's really for emotional and mental support.
Yeah.
Because what I've been finding just throughout my journey is, maybe I didn't feel like, someone was there enough for me and my emotions, to kind of walk me through what these were, or is this okay? Is this not okay? And
Right.
so that's kind of what I've come to, that realization that that's kind of been a thing, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so that's the awareness work where it kind of drives you.
Right. And
So I
so
just
many
wanted
of
to
us
like,
struggle with that. Right. That's
yeah,
how I got into being the self-work strategist, because it was about my own self-work. Right.
yeah, all
Hmm.
of it. And I mean, even Unto The Whirlwind talks about self-worth because, again, that's something else that I've received in the form of what I need to be aware about,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
and even doing this type of work,
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
I want to be your coach, but I need a coach.
Uh-huh. I hear you. That's where I'm at all the time. And it's funny because I really struggled with that in the beginning, because it's hard to get out there and claim that identity, right?
Yeah.
Right. So talk to us about like some of the challenges that you've gone through in owning this process and like forming and dreaming out loud in this way.
Yeah. In 2008, not 2008, 2018, and I
Hmm.
always like throw out dates when I feel.
Hmm.
So 2018 or so, went through a bad breakup, and that's when I really realized, whoa, I'm like valuing love and this partner way more than myself because I am too hurt, you know.
Say that. Say that.
So I was like, that was a form of another piece of self-awareness that I'm gaining about myself. And so the whole 2019 had been about that, really
Hmm.
trying to get my self-worth back where it needs to be. So then I kind of turned into, in the fall, well, why is my self-worth like that? So
Mm.
it just gets deeper and deeper as you explore yourself. And yeah, I basically had that really bad thing happen. And from there I was like, yeah. So
Now, can I just ask? I don't know why, but I feel a download, and it may not be appropriate or right. We can edit it out if it's not. But was it like a narcissistic relationship at all?
um well, you mean from the past?
Yeah.
So I mean, the relationship that was a bad breakup, yes. And also even the previous one before that, which is how I just kept thinking about maybe how many people have I dealt with that were narcissists. And actually around fall 2019 is when I determined that, hey, I got some codependency issues. So I've been learning so much. And it's just like one thing
Look.
after another.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not to the interesting thing is I find a lot of the things that I know or talk about,
Hmm.
I don't know the textbook terminology for it. I'm not um, claiming to be, anywhere near like the doctor arena, right?
Okay. Like a certified psychologist, this type of thing. But
Yeah,
to be intuitive, to gain that
exactly,
knowledge, right?
exactly. Yeah. So that's the certification right there.
Hello. That life experience is the certification,
Yeah,
right?
and I mean, we can have a whole nother moment to talk about being certified and validation,
Yes.
which I can see that
That might
happening.
be alive. That might be alive. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Under the Whirlwind definitely wants to support people who are like going through. And another aspect of Under the Whirlwind is sometimes people, well, most of the time, people don't talk about it openly, how
Absolutely.
they really feel. And
Absolutely.
so that builds up so much frustration in people. That's why people are doing some of the things we're doing in the
Hmm.
world.
Hmm. The
Um,
coping devices.
yeah,
Yeah.
numbing, all of that. And
Hmm.
even just, I wanted all of that to be a social conversation that we start talking about. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
necessary.
A lot of people have been talking about heal and let it go and heal and let it go, but we're not really talking about the stuff, right? We're not getting
Mhm.
to even
Yeah.
the process of how.
Or how.
How do I do
Yeah.
that? How?
Yeah.
What do I do to do that? Right.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
far too often, especially in the Black community, I'm sure you're noticing like there aren't enough of us that are,
Well, talk.
coaches or
Yeah.
therapists or,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, I definitely know that because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to really get into this. I
Hmm.
started into, self improvement and self help by one listening to like Les Brown videos on YouTube
Yeah.
because I was around my older brother who that's what he was listening to,
Hmm.
and I needed that, and so that
Yeah.
was good. And then few months later, I'm introduced to, I got reintroduced to Brene Brown, and then I started reading her book, Rising Strong, and like that,
Yes.
those two people really just took me off the ledge into like really learning more about myself.
Absolutely. That
Um,
shame work is something, right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it was like a 360 for yourself. It wasn't just
Yes.
focused on like one thing. It was like how to be a better parent, how to,
Right.
you know, be a better wife or whatever,
Right.
whoever you are, to whoever.
Right. Right. So what's the dream? What's the big vision? I hear you saying community. I hear you saying we're not alone, like you want this to be a
Yeah.
place of support. What's the biggest vision you have for this?
Well, the biggest vision for it to be a place where people get mental and emotional support, and
Hmm.
they also, you know, get this self awareness or have an invitation to go on a journey
Mm.
and change. You know,
Mm.
kind of like we can help you get started to
Mhm.
change, to grow.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, the tools, providing tools, digital solutions, and even take it to a bigger level where it's really just saying, you're not alone. Here's
Yeah.
some ways to heal, like you said. Here's the how,
Mhm.
and here's the how to level up. And
Yeah.
on levels, let's get unstuck. Is the
Mhm.
really the big dream and things. Let's get
Absolutely.
the world unstuck. Too many people having dreams and things that they want to do, and we're not doing them.
Right.
Well, let's figure out why. I'm really
Right.
solution based in a lot of the things that I do.
Right, right, right. And it really is about that inner work because if you get the inside right, I believe the outside will fall into place. That was a quote by Eckhart Tolle, but another one of those folks out there that's
Yeah.
spreading a lot of good love and light and energy around how you do that inner work. So, do you feel that you are in flow right now?
Well, consider I unto the whirlwind. I am in the midst of all the things flowing. And so, unto the whirlwind also means like, obviously, the definition would be like very fast, moving with many things, maybe. And so, um, that's what's happening in our life,
Uh-huh.
And so I'm still in the midst of feeling a little chaotic.
Uh-huh.
And unto the whirlwind is another way for me to also go in and give my mental and emotional support by
Mhm.
just spreading the word.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
like that little whirlwind solution tunnel that you have.
Uh-huh.
That is so dope. I was like, this is so creative. It's so good. It's just so good.
Thank
So you
you.
want to talk to us about that a little bit?
Well, which one is it? Let me
I think
check
it
it.
was just like a like how do you process through like an emotion that you may be feeling that you're triggered?
Oh, okay. So that's not my work. That was a
Oh,
repost.
okay.
That was a repost from, I think, Amber Ray is her name, or Hey Amber Ray.
Okay. All right.
She is one of
Hey,
those
Amber
people who
Ray.
I think that's her name. But she's one of the people who I repost often because she takes you through this thought process of,
Okay.
how to do things. And so there's another one. I think her name is Nicole. She's some kind of psychologist, really popular and popping right
Mhm.
now. She takes you through, identifying and then thought process as well. And
Mhm.
so I have a few pieces that I'm digging into, and I'm also starting to do more videos about
I saw
how to
that.
go through that process of healing. Or I made one video that's really good, and has a great energy to it about, how to heal and how it's not blaming anyone else. You know, because so many people start to feel like, oh, well, what does that mean? And why are you like so unhappy? And you know, very accusatory and negative energy. And so I wanted people to understand that, you know, it's okay. You can still try to heal, and you don't have to feel like you're blaming anyone. It's not about that.
Right. In fact, you can thank them. That's one of the things that are you familiar with like Abraham Hicks at all or any of that type of stuff?
I've recently been listening to a lot of their videos, and I've been loving them. I've been loving them. At one point, I was like, is she coming through me? Because
like what's going on, right? Yeah, what's going on?
Examples and like says things in different ways, and I do that a lot. And so
yeah,
that's weird. I just heard that was something that, you know.
Well, there was it. Your content, the way that you express the whirlwind, the chaos, and everything that's going on. There's this one that she does where she talks about getting into the vortex. And she talks about all of the experiences that will push you into the vortex, which is your whirlwind. So I just think that is just such a great juxtaposition because, and to your point about not wanting to blame others, but instead to thank them for pushing me into this vortex, because that's where my growth and my self-awareness comes from, right? So that's just awesome. I'm really thankful for your work. What are you working on right now? What are some gems, or where can the people, what's the next thing going on?
I'm definitely working on a lot. One big thing I'm working on is my workbook, which is called Recovering from My 20s.
Okay.
And it's really about an invitation to change. It includes different things like worksheets that you can do to kind of open your mind.
I love that.
And really envision just a new life, and then how to develop new habits. That's a big thing I'm working on. It's been slow.
That's good. That's really good.
The editing.
Yeah.
The editing's been slow.
All right.
However,
yeah. Okay.
That's gonna come. I'm also working on like an e-course where I want to educate people. Really kind of it's a process called Be a Business. Okay. And so I'm really introducing you to some business concepts and how you should apply them to your life. Because the business route, there's a route for it, right? Absolutely. But you know, then in life, it's like, well, what's our route? And it really could merge together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So just want to introduce that to people. So I really just want to provide information, and in the form of digital resources, and then, you know, virtual sessions, something like this.
Yeah.
To help people, because I believe perspective is powerful. And so this is my gem, you know, perspective is everything. You have to be open. And if you are a person who listens to like TED Talks, in the beginning, they go through this little intro, and it's like, you have to believe in the impossible. Absolutely. And it's so true.
Absolutely.
And so we have to believe in the impossible. We have to believe.
Right.
And
it's really about doing that subconscious hack. You know, if you could get into that subconscious mind and just hack it, that's the work that, you know, I've been focused on right now. And that's why your work resonated with me so much, because it's really getting at that, what you said, that thought process, getting into the design of your mind, right? So it's like, if you can figure out how to do that, you can figure out anything, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. So what are any final gems for the people? Any final gems before we wrap this thing on up?
It really is to believe and to be open-minded, and to also not to be afraid of the unknown, which is something that you have to work on, you know. A big thing too that I would say is self-betrayal is like one thing that is
about that.
The biggest barrier to us doing anything. And it comes in little ways of, and I say this all the time, as simple as not, you know, washing the dishes when you said you would, not doing your laundry when you said you would, not going to the gas station because you don't feel like it. You know, those little things.
Not making your bed, right?
Yeah, whatever it is, doing little things, or even when it comes to your dating or relationships and communication, Are you going to regret what you said? You know, that's not trusting yourself either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a whole
Absolutely. And there
list.
are many ways that we go about disrespecting ourselves in that way,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
it makes us
good.
not trust ourselves because look what past results I've received, you know?
Mm-hmm,
And so
mm-hmm,
that's a big one, is to start just doing things to satisfy your soul and really mean it. And I think also, you know, something I need to do, having daily affirmations, you know,
absolutely,
every day, because
absolutely.
those are powerful. And I guess I do them, but not always my own, maybe through an Abraham Hicks video, right? You know, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm,
Or I've been reading like Louise Hay's, some books
mm-hmm,
she has, what's called Heart Thoughts. I have it
mm-hmm,
here.
mm-hmm. She's
That
great.
helps me get grounded and in tune with the beauty I want to feel, the abundance that is mine.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. That's awesome. I love it. I love all of that. All of it is needed. It
Mhm.
sounds like you're absolutely on the right track. It sounds like you're doing
I'm
exactly what you're
trying.
supposed to be doing. You're unto the whirlwind. You're doing it. You're in the vortex. You're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Is there anything else you want to say?
Um, I don't know. You're beautiful. We're beautiful, and I think they're gonna see us again.
They're gonna see
Like
us
I think
in
we got a lot to talk
that
about.
2020 vision. Well,
Yeah.
folks, I just want to say, y'all see it. This young woman is amazing. Please, please, please go check out her page, Unto the Whirlwind. Solicit her services if you need her services. She is there, available for one-on-one coaching and
Yeah. To
for
help you see it in a new way.
community. Right? Yeah. So hit her up. And other than that, I'm your girl, Ebony Yvonne, the Queen of Real Talk, self-work strategist, and thank you for flowing with us.
Diana Smith.
Bye-bye.